Hi everyone, hope you're well and welcome back to the African Cichlid Hub. So Pseudotropheus Demasoni, are they really the devil Mbuna? The reason I'm doing this video, I've had a few requests from the guys on my Facebook page, and also over the years I've come across so many people having really a lot of problems with this Mbuna. So hopefully throughout this video I'll be giving you guys some tips on how to keep them, and I'll give you some information on where they were discovered, what sort of tank size, what they eat, how big they grow, and so on and so on. So to get started, Pseudotropheus Demasoni was discovered by probably the world's leading authority or professional or expert on African cichlids and Lake Tanganyikan cichlids. A gentleman called Konnings in 1994 discovered Demasoni on a location called Pombo rocks just off the coast of Tanzania. So since then it's become a really popular Mbuna, but a lot of people are having a lot of problems with it. So a bit about Demasoni. Okay, they're a class of the Dwarf Mbuna. Okay, they're a herbivore and they're a rock-dwelling Mbuna. So before you even think about buying any Demasoni, you need to start. There's a few things you need to consider. You need to consider what size tank, what filtration, what food you're going to feed them, and what other tank mates they're going to go in as well. So regarding your tank size, anything up from 150 litres, maybe 180 litres upwards, which is, this is UK litres, so I'm not too sure what that is in US gallons. I'll put it in the description for you guys, that not from the UK. And then obviously 150, 180 and then upwards, so around about a 3-foot tank. Now, male to female ratio with these, people say it's really important, some people don't. I think it's really important because the males, in my opinion, are the most aggressive, rather than the females. The females, don't get me wrong, the females can be really aggressive as well. So when you go to buy this Mbuna, you need to be buying them in groups of 12 plus, and preferably you need to be buying them all the same size. That way when you add them to the tank, they're grown up together. So you don't want to be going and buying a fully grown male and adding it with juveniles. All hell's going to break out. Now the male and female ratio is probably, I would recommend 1 male to 5 females. And now male and female sometimes look identical. Pretty much you can't tell a difference just by looking at them. There is a couple of telltale signs when they're adults, or say around about 2 inches. They max out at about 3.5. I've seen some around about 4 inches, but they're quite old. There's the little tip that you can do to sort of, I would say 8%, find out the male. If you look at them, they're really dark coloured. The barring is a lot darker, deeper coloration than the females. Also, if you look at the anal fin, it's slightly elongated, and also in this case egg spots, I would say, stand out a bit more as well. But the true and probably the best way to do to find out their sex is venting them. So you've got your tank all probably sorted. You know how big you want to get now that you decided you want to keep them. They are compatible with most other African cichlids, preferably with Mbuna as well. They tend to fight with themselves more than anything. The males will constantly chase other males away. If a male's found his rock, and that's his rock, any other Mbuna that comes near it, even if it's a fully grown metroclima, around about 5 or 6 inches, that dwarf Mbuna will still chase that other fish away. They're really highly territorial and highly aggressive. But ways to combat that as well is, like I mentioned earlier in the video, is high numbers. It gives the subdominant male or the females a chance to get away and hide. Okay, so talking about the tank and the decor and the filtration. The filtration, you want to be, whatever the tank is, the volume wise, the litres or gallons, you want to be turning that tank over at least 4 or 5 times, so make sure your filters are adequate. Now, Demasoni, they really like rocks, the rock dwelling Mbuna. Okay, so make sure you have plenty of rocks hiding places, because you'll find that these specific Mbuna will actually not swim sort of up in the top water column. They like to hang around the rocks, and they'll swim upside down on the side of the rocks, and they'll even breed on the rocks. The substrate, again, it's up to you, but most African cichlids prefer a sand substrate, so coral sand, or the African, the Eco Complete and stuff like that. You can use that, it's totally up to you. They do prefer water movement as well, so you want to have a good flow in the water, and that also helps as well with getting rid of all the waste that's building up at the bottom of the tank. But the main thing that I can't stress more than anything is high numbers. They're a weird Mbuna. I know a few people that's kept them in pairs, male and female, and they've had no problems. Personally, I was lucky enough to keep a group around about 22 for around about 2 years, and I didn't have one death, because when I bought them all at the same size, and then when they eventually got to a size where I could vent them properly, what I did then, I got rid of all the excess males. So I had basically, I think at the end, out of 22 Demasoni, I ended up with about 3 to 5 males for the whole group. And even then, because I provided them plenty of spaces for territories, places to get away, they didn't kill each other off. So you've got to have a lot of space for them to get away. So that is more important than anything. It's high numbers, a lot more females than males. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, a 1 to 5 male to female ratio is your best bet. And buy them at the same size, preferably juveniles, put them in the tank, watch them grow, and then when you get a chance, if you're stuck on how to sex African cichlids, I've done a video on how to vent them, so check that out. It's quite easy how to do it, so check that video out and then you should be fine. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, or if you've got any videos of you guys keeping Demasoni, please post a video in the video response section in the comments. As always, guys, thanks for watching and take care.